Hello everybody, it's exactly 10:30, well, I'm maybe a minute late, but I did say that I would be online at past 30, so I hope there's some people here to join me. And I have my iPad perched precariously on top of a pile of books, so I'm hoping it does not fall over. So I just want to wait and see, do we get people tuning in, and I hope that my internet doesn't let me down tonight, and people know that I've had a lot of problems with my internet, and I had actually a new box sent out to me on trial. It arrived today, but it's not working. So you must think that I live in the middle of nowhere. It's not exactly the middle of nowhere where I am, but there's no proper internet signal. Hi Andrea, you're more than welcome from this morning. I did see your email, I just haven't had time to go back to it. I was grabbing a quick sandwich and I was flying through emails and stuff, so I will reply. Something I did want to show people that I was super excited to receive is a new book. Now, anybody that knows me knows I love my Kindle, but I do like every now and again to have a good hard copy book as well. This one I found in an antique bookstore in New York, actually. I bought it online, so it arrived there a few days ago. And I have been told several times over the last couple of years that I remind people of a well-known Irish medium, which you may not have heard of because she actually passed away before I was even born. I think she passed away in the early 70s. But her name is Eileen Garrett, and there's a picture of her on the back. And she was a very good medium, and she was investigated a lot over the years. But I'm hoping that people are telling me that I'm like her for more than just the reason that we're both Irish. This lady was born in Ireland and spent the early years of her life, up to adulthood, I believe, in Ireland. And then she moved to the United States. And it follows her career there. So this is an autobiography. I think there's been several biographies written about her, but this is her autobiography, which I've been looking for quite a while. So Many Voices, it's called. The Autobiography of a Medium. I don't know, will that appear backwards when you see it? But it's Many Voices, the Autobiography of a Medium by Eileen J. Garrett. And that's her. So she's an Irish medium. So I'm hoping that I'll find time to get through this book and report back to you and see if I think there's any similarities between me and Eileen. But, you know, reading about other mediums and how they worked too can help you, if there's anybody there that, you know, is trying to develop their spirituality or their mediumship. Always it's very good to read about other mediums. Like I have tons of books here. And, you know, if anybody's watching, I have over the years that I've been having people to my home reading, allowed people to borrow books, and I haven't got them back. So my stock has been very depleted here. So if anybody has a book belonging to me, maybe they'll give it back because somebody else can benefit by taking that book again. It's not that I want to keep it all to myself, but other people are looking for books. You know, borrowing books and leaving books here for other people to take, you know, that's how we learn. Okay, so first of all, I can see even there's already you know, messages coming up. Tonight isn't about individual messages, okay? I'm not going to do them, and I'm not going to keep you hours tonight either because I've been working all day as well, as I'm sure all of you have, and this is my downtime. So I did want to come on because one of the things that I get asked a lot about is people's spirit guides, okay? And do I see their spirit guide with them and all this? And one thing that I wanted everybody to know is that you don't only have one spirit guide, okay? Most of us, well, anybody working with their spirit guides will know that they actually have a spirit team working with them, okay? So, like a lot of mediums, and I believe Derek Cora will always refer to one particular guide that's always around him. I can't remember the name of the guy, but he's always talking to him. And that would be what you would call a communicator. So if you imagine that you've got a team of guides working with you, but you've only got one person that relays the information to you, like a go-between. So you will have spirit guides, you know, that work with different things. And I know I have several. I haven't met them all yet. But say I'll have one spirit guide that works and helps me when I need to connect with babies, you know, miscarried babies, stillborn babies, babies that have died very young. I'll have another spirit guide that will help me, you know, with people that have died traumatic deaths, car crashes, you know, accidents, stuff like that. I'll have another spirit guide, you know, that will help me with older people, and different circumstances, different things. So they all work together as a team, but then I have one communicator that will communicate that information to me, and this is the way it will work with everybody. So don't imagine that once you meet your spirit guide that you're going to have this best friend with them, and it's very few people. I know people talk a lot about that they have this great relationship with their spirit guide, and they may do, but it's in the way that you would have a relationship with a teacher. Your spirit guide does not come to you to form a friendship, to be your best friend, to be your advisor and all this kind of stuff. Okay, your spirit guide is there to guide you, basically. It does what it says on the tin, okay? They're guiding you, they're helping you, but they're not necessarily looking to be your best friend, okay? They are your teacher, and you should look at your spirit guides like that, okay? So yes, the best way, and I did not meet my spirit guide straight away, okay? Of course, and I know that I'm different in the way that I would have always communicated with spirit ever since I was a child. But when I was a teenager, I saw my communicator. I won't even call him my spirit guide because he's not the only one. But I would have seen my communicator because, and I've said it several times, but for those that are tuning in for the first time, when I was a child, I saw spirit all the time, but I tried to push it away in my teens. But as a teenager, I used to have someone come and visit me all the time. Try and wake me up at night time, pull the duvet off me, shake me, even lifting up the end of the bed. I had the small box bedroom, the youngest child syndrome, and I was in a single bed, and he used to lift up the bottom of the bed just to try and wake me up, shake the bed, get my attention. So I spent a lot of my teenage years, sleeping with my mother, just to get away from all of that activity in my room. But I know now that it wasn't any entity. I wasn't being, disturbed. I was never, when I say I was scared, I suppose as a teenager I was a dramatic, I wasn't particularly dramatic over everything, but teenagers do take things to heart. So I suppose I was a little bit scared. I was more peed off that I wasn't getting a night's sleep because, I do like my sleep. But yeah, it did make me nervous, and I was at school and I still had to be up for school in the morning. So I suppose I was scared in the fact that I didn't want to be woken up all the time. But I was never terrified. I never thought anything bad was going to happen to me. I kind of knew that it was somebody that was there for my own good, my own benefit, okay? So I did see him, not necessarily facial features, because I never looked that closely. I used to live by the, if I'm under the duvet, nobody can touch me rule, okay? So I really believed in that. But yes, I would have seen his form, his shape, what he was wearing and all that kind of stuff. I used to see him in the physical format, okay, when he was coming into my room. And, he didn't walk through the wall. He used to open the door, and my mother would hear the door opening and she would come out as well. So, I suppose what I'm trying to say is that your spirit guide will try and connect with you, but you can help that connection and you can move it on. And we all talk about meditation. Mediums and psychics, we're all very good to talk about meditation, and I'm brutal, okay? I really am. It's something that I have to work at. I'm not a sit still meditating kind of person, but I do try. And I suppose guided CDs worked for me when I started meditating. I'm a bit more focused now. But when I started meditating, definitely guided CDs, and people are always asking me, and I'm trying to work on finishing my own CD, but I just haven't time. But anyway, it's in progress, and it has been for the last about 5 or 6 months, but we're getting there. But there is a company, if you Google New World Music, they're very good for meditation CDs, spiritual music and stuff like that. And I think they're UK based, but I think they might have a .com site as well for international, but they do ship internationally anyway. And if, like me, you're bad at meditating, definitely a guided meditation CD will help. And definitely, something short, okay? I always say to people, 10 minutes twice a week to start with, Don't think that you have to spend, 90 minutes a day chanting, okay? It doesn't work like that. It's really just taking 10 minutes out of the everyday problems and the everyday life. So 10 minutes twice a week really, will absolutely do to start with. And it's really about just allowing spirit to come into your mind, okay? So you're trying to clear your mind of everything. And the only time I did go for a medium reading, actually, when I was younger, it was, you know, that I was trying to make sense of everything that was happening to me, and you know, the things that I was feeling and everything, because at that stage it was changing from, you know, very clear clairvoyance where I saw everything in the format, to a mixture of clairvoyance and clairsentience, and the clairsentience was kicking in, and that I was feeling the pain that people felt, you know, if they felt pain when they died. And you know, as a 15-16-year-old, that was quite scary. So I did go to see a medium, and you know, it was her, and she was very good, and she explained to me, you know, how it works for her and how all the clairsentience and everything works. And you know, it was her that said to me, it's just about picturing what you want in your mind, clearing everything else out. So try not to think about all the mundane things, okay? Don't say, right, I'm going to leave the Ireland there for 10 minutes. There's my Tipperary accent coming out. I don't pronounce my THs, dare. So leave the Ireland there for 10 minutes and do it. Don't do that, because if you know you have to get back to something, or you're in the middle of something, you're not going to clear your mind of it. It's going to be impossible. So it's like, you know, for those of us who have children, it's going to be late at night when the children are in bed, you know, or maybe while you're in the bath, to pop on your CD or whatever, on your iPod or whatever, if you download it. And just taking those 10 minutes out where you're not thinking about, did I take, you know, the meat out of the freezer for tomorrow, or do I have clothes to go into the dryer, or all that kind of stuff. And it's just going to be 10 minutes of relaxation where you clear all the everyday thoughts out of your head. And if it's your spirit guide that you're hoping to connect with, or if it's a loved one that you're hoping to connect with, you know, try and have a picture of them in your mind, and just think and focus solely on them. Do you remember I spoke before about having the walkie-talkies, and about your radio signal going and finding the radio signal of your loved one? So it's like that. So you're just putting the thought out there that you know, that you want to connect with them. But to start with, I would say, okay, and this is what I try and do when I meditate, is just to clear my mind of everything. I don't think of anybody in particular if I can get away with it. I just allow the thoughts of spirit to pass through my mind. I don't try and hold on to anything, and I don't try and make sense of any of it, okay? I try maybe to write it down, or maybe have my phone ready to record what I say very quickly after the meditation session, because, you know, my memory isn't what it used to be when I was younger, before I had babies. So it's very much about trying to remember what went through your mind. And, you know, I talk all the time about having a journal or some kind of a notebook always at your hand that you can write stuff down. And I'm a devil for it, whether it's on my notes on my iPhone if I'm out and about, or I always have a notebook to hand, you know, when I'm at home meditating, working, anything like that. So I can write the important stuff down, the stuff that didn't make sense. Because if it doesn't make sense with what you're doing right at this moment, it will make sense with something going forward. And I like to have my notebook that I can flick back through. So that's a helpful way for anybody that's starting. So I would say just try and get that meditation going. Try and, you know, spend the first few sessions with just learning to disconnect from this, from your everyday life, and just allow spirit to take over, and allow the thoughts to come through your mind, allow them to pass through. Don't hold on to them. Don't try and make sense to them, sense of them as they're coming, but let them pass through, and try, you know, remember what you can. You're not going to remember everything when you pass over, and you might have the most random thoughts, you know, like I have thoughts, you know, going back donkey's years, but it was only really, I would say, well, now I did kind of communicate with my communicator, but it was about 2 years ago when I was at the Arthur Findlay College, and we were doing meditation for trance, and that was when I met my healing spirit guide. And his name is Francois, and he was a doctor in France in the 16th century. And now if you come to me for healing, so it's my body, but it's not my energy. It's his energy that works through me. So he's my spirit guide for healing. And then I have other spirit guides. I have one spirit guide, her name is Mia, and she was a New Zealand lady, a Maori lady, and she helps with connecting with children. So a couple of them I have met over the years. But look, you know, I've been connected with spirit for 40 years. So, you know, I probably have a head start on a lot of you. And it's only really in the last few years since I've actually given my mediumship some time, because, you know, anybody who's met me knows I haven't done this very long for a living. I mean, I've been connecting with spirit, but not making anything of it, or not trying to make sense of it. So I never had this big ambition that I wanted to meet my spirit guides, but I know it is important for people. But it's going to take time. Don't expect that you're going to spend 10 minutes meditating tonight and then all of a sudden you're going to know everything about your spirit guide. You never will know everything about your spirit guide. Okay, I've got a couple of names and I know what they do, but I don't know anything about them. They don't tell me their life story. We don't sit and have, you know, best friend chats, you know, late at night. It doesn't work like that. They're my teachers and they help me to do the work that I'm here to do, but they're not my best friends. Okay, we still have to live in this life on this earth. Okay, so they will come when I need them, but they're not there all the time. Okay, so just, I suppose, to bear in mind that you don't just have one spirit guide. So what you're trying to do is to connect with the one who is your communicator, because that's the one that you're going to have the most connection with, you know, during however long you spend, be it the rest of your life or you're just going to spend a few years working with your spirituality. It just depends what path life takes you on. So I'm going to have a look and see what kind of questions are coming in here. So bear with me a second. Sorry, there's so many questions. Hi Andrea, yeah, you're very welcome for this morning. It was lovely to see a face. James Dooley, you've no sound. Can people hear me? Because I'm being told here that there's no sound. Make sure my volume is up to the max, so just make sure that your own volume is up, James. Hi Nolene, hi Bernadette, Sarah. You need me, Sarah. What for? What have I done? Chelsea. Chelsea, I am having a good day. It's actually almost over here now. It's actually 11:15 at night. So I've just finished work. So I'm just doing this for a few minutes and then I'll be off to my belly buys because I have a long day again tomorrow. Okay. Carol, yes, you tuned in at the right time. Hi Pauline Goodwin. Pauline's in Canada. I met her in Canada. Lucky. Hi Lucky. From Huntsville in Texas. Wow, Teresa. Thanks for tuning in. It's lovely to see people from everywhere. I mean, I don't care if you're down the road or in Texas or whatever, but it is lovely to see the diversity that we have tuning in here. Hi, Katie. Hi, Linda. Hi, Linda. Oh, we've got Linda Stevens and Linda Gomez. So hi to both of you. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Chelsea. You needed this right now. Oh, I hope everything's okay. Hi, Danielle. Okay, so let's see. Do we have any questions? Hi, Cynthia. Nicola Brown, looking fab. Oh, I don't know, Nicola. I've been working all day and I have a full day again tomorrow, so I'm actually wrecked, but we're getting there. I know you'd love a reading, Mandy, but I'm not doing readings here tonight. It won't let you. Suzanne Prendergast is saying that it won't let you watch live, which is really strange. I don't understand why that is. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Anne-Marie. You need spirit guidance. I know. Chelsea, you're having a rough day. I definitely will send healing and strength over to you. Hi, Caroline. Tuned in, hope to hear about spirits tonight. I know. Okay, so nobody has a question about their spirit guides. I'm looking. Thanks, Mairead. Everybody's telling me looking good. Thank you. Looking at the pic, it seems you have the same eyes. Really? Is this Eileen Garrett? I'd say her eyes are a lot lighter than mine. It's hard to see from that now. But if you Google Eileen J. Garrett, you'll see in this picture, it looks like her eyes might be maybe a blue or a green. Mine are kind of, it's hard to see in this light. Mine are kind of a mixture between green and brown. Yeah, I can't wait to read all about her now. Hi, Josie. Hi, Karen. Hi, Suzanne. Daughter's graduation. Hi, Caroline Wade. I'll pray to the angels to keep her safe as she moves forward. Of course, her angels will keep her safe, but I'll definitely send her some strength to get her through that. Michelle, okay, so I know. If you feel attraction to read or send me a message, otherwise don't worry. I know, Joanne, and I keep saying that I will. But, you know, when you're reading all day, from like 9 o'clock in the morning till this time at night, I'm just beat. And even the last few readings that I did, I get to a stage at night time where I lose my vocabulary, and you know when you can't think of the words, you know what you want to say, but you can't think of the words, and you're kind of going through words in your head that mean the same thing. I kind of get to that stage, and I think it's going to be an argument because I'm actually itching my nose a lot. Okay, so just flicking through all these. Hello. Nobody has any questions about their spirit guides. This is supposed to be about spirit guides, guys. I know everybody wants a reading. Okay, love a reading. I know everybody would love a reading. But I'm just wondering, does anybody ever try and work with their spirit guides? Has anybody ever tried to meditate in order to connect with their spirit guides? Have you made a connection? Okay. Oh, hi, Julianne. Okay, love a reading. I know everybody would love a reading. Okay, so here we go. Cassandra Donoghue. You were wide awake one morning. Someone was pushing you out of bed. Also, someone sitting on my bed. It doesn't scare you, actually comforting. That's exactly how I felt with it, Cassandra. It's kind of annoying that you're losing sleep, you know, that they're kind of keeping you from your slumber. But it is quite comforting to know that there's someone looking out for you. And I think, you know, whenever there's anybody tells me that they felt a spirit around them, they've always known, you know, if it's a loved one, you know, someone that they had connected with on earth, or they know it's something different. And I think that's what scares people. And you always hear people saying, I think my house is haunted, or I think there's an entity there. I think it's just because, and I've done this video before on like evil spirits and stuff like that. And, you know, everybody knows my stance that I don't necessarily believe in them. I think people get themselves worked up when they know that it's not an energy that they recognize. Because don't forget, you're also working at a soul level when you're communicating with spirit, okay? So your soul will recognize another soul, even though they haven't got that physical format, that the form that they had on earth. You know, they don't have the body. We have it buried, we have it cremated, whatever we've done with it. So, you know, but on a soul level, you do recognize them. So when an energy comes through to you, whether, you know, it's in a dream, whether it's, you know, in reality, whether, you know, people always tell me it's connected to house. Very rarely, I'm not saying spirits can't be connected to the house, but it's very rarely, it's normally the person that they're connecting to. And they feel scared because they don't recognize the energy. Well, that's because it's most likely someone trying to connect with you, and most probably one of your spirit team. Okay, so don't ever be afraid of this energy. And I found out from experience, through trying to push it away for many years, that, you know, you actually have to acknowledge it before anything will happen, before, you know, whatever's going on will actually calm down a little bit. And I went to the extreme of actually moving country to get away from it. So I wouldn't actually recommend that at 17 years old to everybody. But yeah, I did. I decided to just pack up and go away. And, you know, for a while, you know, the energy died down and it wasn't as bad as it was. You know, I was connected with spirit, but not necessarily my spirit guides on that level for quite a while, until I was ready to come back to it again. But Cassandra, I'm glad to hear you're not scared of it, you know, because, you know, it is someone looking out for you. Okay, and I know everybody wants a reading. I'd be here all night. Okay, love to have a message, I know. And everybody here, you know, where are you based? You're all looking for messages. Are you so far away that you can't come for reading? Okay, Siobhan Enright, you've tried so many times to meditate, and no matter what you try, you can't quite concentrate your mind, is it? I think that's what you mean. Okay, yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, I find it very hard to sit still. You know, there's always something going on in my house. I have 2 children, I have 2 dogs, I have 3 cats, and I have a husband as well, of course. And there's always something, there's always someone coming and going, there's some kind of fracas somewhere, a cat giving out, a dog barking or something, kids telling me they're hungry. So, you know, it's very rare that I get those few minutes to myself between that and work. So what as I've said already, a guided meditation CD is the best way to start. Now, don't forget, not everybody will be cut out to sitting still and listening to a CD, okay, and listening to someone saying, breathe in, imagine yourself in a beautiful place, sitting by a river or whatever. You know, a lot of times that sends me to sleep, I'll be honest with you. So, you know, you can meditate while you're walking your dog. You can meditate while you're sitting in the bath. Maybe you're cooking the dinner and you're stirring a soup for 10 minutes. And maybe, you know, you find that therapeutic, close your eyes while you're stirring a soup or whatever. Whatever relaxes you. You know, you might be doing a skydive and you take that few minutes that it takes you to fall down as a meditation. You might find it relaxing. You know, whatever works for you. It doesn't have to be sitting still and breathing in and out, okay? So there's all kinds of forms of meditation. We do pigeonhole it a little bit, I suppose, to sitting still. So I get that it doesn't work for you because I try so hard and I don't always get it. And then other times I'll get it, like, you know, and I don't want it to end the session. And that's especially when I go into trance meditation, because, you know, I do feel energies coming in and out of my body during that time. And I was meditating there one evening and I didn't end my session properly. So when I came out of my office, I have a downstairs office and an upstairs office. But I was actually downstairs in my office, and when I went out, and I have 2 German Shepherd dogs, and my dog that I've nursed from when she was like 5-6 weeks old, she went for me because my face was different, my voice was different. The only thing that she recognised was the smell of my clothes. And even my husband said to me, because he was with the dogs in the hallway when I came out, they were just after coming in. And he said he didn't recognise me when I walked out first, only that I was, the clothes that I was wearing, that my voice sounded different, my face looked different. So, I would say anybody that's interested in trance, get very used to the other kind of meditation first, just the meditation for, relaxation, maybe to start with the relaxation meditation. From there, work up to a spirit connection. And, you kind of want to be used to that and used to connecting with spirit before you go into a trance meditation, okay? Because that's where, the spirit actually comes into your body and your facial features can actually change. So, sorry, I kind of digress there. I get talking and I forget to stop. So I'm sorry, Siobhan, but I hope that explains it a little bit. Okay. Hi, Anne, you're from Ireland. Me too. And I know you'd love a message. I know everybody does. But it's just, I just find... I'm a bit wary of doing it because first of all, I'll be here all night, and then I pick certain people, and it's the same when I do a live show. I always feel guilty that everybody doesn't get a reading, and it just wouldn't be possible, Okay, so nobody else has any questions. Oh, I'm so sorry, Tammy, to read that. Tammy's just telling me her daughter was a kindergarten teacher and she died a tragic death. That's so sad. Hi, Mary Cummings from Harvard. Does that mean Illinois? That's the only state I can think of that begins with I. Oh, there's Idaho, but that doesn't have an L in it, so I think it's Illinois, is it? Hi, Anne, and you can hear me. Thank you. Hi, guys. Sorry about that. My internet completely bailed out on me, and I've had to come upstairs, so I'm in my bedroom. Just to even get some mobile phone signals so that I could use the 4G and go on. So this is probably likely to go very soon. So I just wanted to let you know that I didn't just cut off on you because I decided to go to bed, which I am going to go to bed now. But I was just flicking through some of your comments and questions there. So tomorrow or Friday, over the next couple of days, I know tomorrow I have an extremely busy day. What day is tomorrow? Wednesday or Thursday. So over the next couple of days, I will get through your questions and answer them individually. I can't tell you who your spirit guide is, okay? Unless, you're here and I have a connection with you over Skype or something. I won't be able to tell you who your spirit guides are. And even when I'm reading for somebody, I don't always connect with their spirit guides, more with their loved ones. Not that it's impossible, I have done as well. But people are saying, I see that some people are saying that their loved ones are their spirit guides, which is absolutely possible, that they're working with you. But I do feel that you will also have spirit guides assigned to you that, have been with you since birth. So although your loved ones may be around you and helping, and I do have a loved one myself that helps with my spirit connections, but I knew him here on earth, so I know he wasn't the one that was assigned to me, because I was seeing my spirit guide even before he passed. So, so while your loved ones will help, they won't be your main spirit communicator. Okay, so look, I'm sorry that it timed out and I just couldn't get it back, and I know this is going to go any minute because in my house we don't actually have mobile phone signal. I've right at the top of the house, sometimes I go right up to the attic to get mobile phone signal, hang out the Velux window or something. So this is going to cut off. So I will come back to all your questions and comments and answer any questions individually. Again, I won't be doing, I won't be answering the ones that are looking for individual readings. I wouldn't have time to go through the 100 or so messages that are there looking for individual readings. For those, that are living a distance away and that want readings, I do them by Skype, telephone, FaceTime, Viber, WhatsApp, whatever way we can get a connection at all. So, there are ways to do readings, and I do them all the time when my internet is working, of course. So listen, thanks for tuning in. I hope everybody has a relaxing day or evening or night, wherever you are in the world, and take care, and we'll talk again soon. Night, everyone.